Oh, my poor little baby boy. Where are you? What happened to you?
Eve. What happened? Are you all right?
Julian. Julian. Our son. What happened to our son?
Are you feeling any better?
Always when I'm with you. When you're holding me in your arms, I feel like nothing in the world can touch me.
You can't. We're gonna make it, but as long as we love each other, we can get through anything.
I love you so much.
I love you.
God.
Me in love? I can't let anybody know. You've got to be very careful, Whitney. Very careful.
Fox? Why do you need to be careful about Whitney? What's going on?
What is it with you women bursting into tears every time you hear happy news? Come on, this is great. I mean, the two of you having a kid together. I mean, think about how wonderful it's gonna be, raising our kids side by side, huh? Yeah. Not only are they gonna be first cousins, they're gonna be best friends.
You can't go to her, buddy. She's not your wife, and Beth is pregnant with your child.
You know, Sheridan's having my baby, too.
You don't know that for sure. Could be Antonio's. Whereas you do know that you're the father of Beth's baby.
You should be ashamed of yourself, lying about a baby on the way. Now Louise and Sheridan will never find their way back to each other again.
The problem with that would be just get off your high horse, Mother. Because this baby will make Louise mine forever.
I would hold the hand of the one who could lead me places and kiss the lips of the one who could sing so sweet. And I would fly on the wings of the bird I knew could take me high as breathe in, breathe out. You keep me alive. You are the fire burning inside of me. You are my passion for life.
My darling, what are you doing out here? If only I'd stuck by you when I found out you were pregnant.
You've already apologized for that.
There aren't enough apologies in the world to make up for abandoning you back then. God, I so hate myself for not standing up to my father when he forbid me to ever see you again.
God forbid that he should have his son and heir, father a half-black child, a lonely lounge singer.
I knew it was wrong to leave you. I did it anyway. I was afraid of being disinherited, of being booted out of the Crane family and the fortune. That was when I still thought that money could buy happiness.
Have it changed that much?
All I know is if I'd followed my heart and stayed with you, you wouldn't be going through this now. And we would know what happened to our son.
And you believe me? You think that it's possible that I was lied to in the hospital and that he didn't die? That our son was kidnapped?
Tonight on the telephone, I asked my father about it again.
What did he say?
He didn't answer me directly, of course, but I have the feeling I'm onto something.
Tell me.
Fox was in the room at the time I was talking to Father, and he said that now that Ethan is out of the way, that Fox is my only heir.
And what did Alistair say to that?
That's the intriguing part. He alluded to the fact that there is another heir out there as well.
That's our son.
He wouldn't admit it, of course, but that's the feeling I got. I think our son is alive, and I think Father knows exactly where he is.
Your mother's a reasonable woman. And she got upset when she saw you singing at the club, but she'll get past her anger and she'll understand.
I don't think so, Chad. Music is one issue that seems to send my mother right over the edge. Why? I don't know, but it's always been that way.
Don't worry. You're not gonna go through this alone. No matter what happens, I'll be right here.
But for how long, though? I mean, you told that producer that you'd be coming out to LA.
I will. But you come first. You always come first with me.
I heard you talking to yourself. Why do you need to be careful about Whitney?
He got me. Except he misunderstood what I said. It's actually Chad who needs to be careful about Whitney right now.
Yeah. Yeah, both Whitney's parents are furious with him.
They're actually blaming Chad for her singing at the Blue Note tonight. I mean, from the looks of things, they'd be happy if she never laid eyes on him again.
Well, that would kill Whitney.
Would it really? I mean, are she and Chad really that tight?
They're in love. Fox, serious love. You know, I don't know how they're gonna stand being apart from each other if Chad leaves for LA the way he says.
She'll get over him in time.
I don't think so. I mean, they can't bear being separated from each other for like 10 minutes, much less 6 months. In fact, I just left Whitney over at Chad's place right now because she had to be with him.
She's at the recording studio right now.
Yeah, but don't tell anyone, okay? Her parents would be really mad.
No, Teresa, who am I gonna tell? It's just that, I was headed over there myself.
At this hour?
Yeah, I mean, I know it's late, but I left my keys over there, and, I really need to get them. It's probably not great timing now, though, huh?
Well, I mean, I think it'll be all right. Why don't I just go with you?
Great, great.
Fox! What are you doing with the photo of Whitney?
So, Beth, do you know if you're having a little boy or a girl yet?
Not yet.
Well, it's more fun that way. Right, Luis? Yeah. I mean, in that way, when it comes, it's kind of a surprise, huh?
Yeah. I am begging you, you miserable wretch, stop this insanity right now. Don't forget, you've got a loose cannon Charlie running around like a chicken with her head cut off. And when she finds out that you are preggers with Luis's baby, I don't think she's gonna be liking that one bit, Bethy.
Okay, just let me worry about Charlie because I know what I'm doing. Luis, he's more religious than the Pope. Okay, there is no way he's gonna leave me high and dry. Not when I'm carrying his bambino.
Oh, gee, I'm so sorry. I couldn't hear you. What were you saying?
None of your business, you deaf old bat. Now you just sit back and watch me get everything that I ever dreamed of. A life and a family with Luis.
You know, maybe I should give you guys a ride home, huh? You know, that way I can check out everything around the cottage.
You know what? It's all right. I actually told the security guards at the cottage to be on high alert. I just want to get Sheridan home. I'm sure you want to get Beth home, too. Probably got lots to talk about. I know how excited I was when we found out Sheridan was pregnant with our child. This little boy or girl is just going to be proof to the world that we're going to be a family that's going to stay together forever. Just like you and Beth and your child, Luis. I just want to tell you congratulations. This is a turning point in your life, you know? Sheridan? Sheridan!
Alistair must have been talking about the baby that I had by you.
He didn't come right out and say it, but that was my impression as well. Could you imagine giving away your own grandchild?
Oh, I don't care about that. All I care about is that our babies. He's out there. He's probably alive, and he's out there somewhere. Oh, but I wonder what he's like. I wonder if he's happy. If he's doing well. Oh, God, if I could just find him and I could tell him how sorry I am. Oh, maybe it's better if I didn't.
What do you mean?
Look at me, Julian. Look at my life, it's such a mess. I don't have anything to offer my son he could use. He's probably just better off without me.
Oh, don't say that. If he's alive, and I pray that he is, he's the most fortunate young man in the world to have you as a mother.
If he's the most fortunate young man, it's because I haven't been around to screw up his life like I did my girls.
Your daughters adore you.
I used to think that they did. Now I don't know what anybody in my family thinks anymore. Last time I checked, Simone practically wanted to kill her sister because Chad was in love with Whitney and not with her. And Whitney, who was already upset with her father, now feels just as alienated from me. And I won't even get into what Liz wants to do to me. I always thought that my family was so strong. I thought that we could weather anything that life threw at us.
Eve, all families face difficult situations that they have to handle. I mean, at least that's what I hear.
I don't know how we're going to handle Whitney's problem. She's madly in love with Chad, and she's got this passion for music now. And you know what that business is like, Julian. You know what kind of people it attracts.
That's a bit of an exaggeration.
I know. All singers and musicians don't turn to alcohol and drugs. But when you work in clubs, it is there. It is all around you. And Whitney is so young and so inexperienced.
It's just like you when I first met you.
That's what worries me. I know what kind of life that you lead when you give yourself over to music.
First of all, Whitney may be young and inexperienced, but it doesn't mean that she'll make the same mistakes that you did. You must give yourself credit for raising her to be a smart, sensible young woman. You've given her the skills that she needs to hold her own even in the big, bad world of music. And secondly, there's Chad. I mean, TC seems to have a problem with him, but frankly, I see him as rather an impressive young man. And he genuinely seems to care for Whitney.
Yes, he does.
Well, then Chad will look after her. He'll do for Whitney what I didn't do for you. I know I've said this before, but Chad almost reminds me of myself at that age. He has the same drive and ambition I did back then, but without my shortcomings. And I get the feeling that no one could make Chad Harris turn his back on following his heart?
Oh, that, yeah, you know what? I found that at the Crane Mansion, you know, and I figured it was yours. And, maybe that you just didn't have time to grab it before my father gave you the boot, so.
Thanks. That was very thoughtful. Maybe I should give this to Chad. He can take it with him when he goes to LA.
Right.
She does look beautiful, doesn't she?
Yeah, you know what? I hadn't really noticed, but, yeah, I guess she's a good-looking girl.
Well, it's late, and if we're gonna go to Chad's to pick up your keys, we better get moving.
Right.
I had this crazy dream while I was out. I had this dream that Beth was pregnant.
That was no dream, honey. That's what we found out just before you passed out. Beth's pregnant with Luis's baby. Isn't that wonderful?
I do believe that Chad loves Whitney. I just wish I could share your confidence in his moral fiber.
You used to, as I recall.
That's before I realized he was seducing Whitney into his world.
Now, do you really think that's fair? I remember how you said that you felt that you were born to sing. Perhaps that holds true for Whitney as well. I really don't think that anyone can seduce another person into wanting it.
Oh, maybe not, but they can show you things that you might not have found for yourself, and they can lead you down paths that you would have never followed by yourself. There's just so many temptations out there. And Chad is older, and he's more streetwise than Whitney, so maybe he can handle the risk and the dangers of the music industry, but I am not at all certain that he can protect Whitney from them. Or that he'd even want to, for that matter.
But you said you believed that he loves her.
Yeah, but that's not enough in that world. I remember how it was, Julian. You sleep all day, and you get up like 6 or 7, you go to dinner, and you head straight to the club, and you're there all night, working and partying. That's not a lifestyle that I ever wanted for Whitney, and those are not people that I wanted her to meet. Now, how do I stop her without having her hate me more than she already does?
Whitney may be mad at you, but she doesn't hate you. Don't you remember what it feels like to be her age? You want to break away from your parents. Make your own choices, right or wrong. The worst thing a person can do is force their child to do what they don't want.
When did you get so smart?
After it was too late to be a decent father to my own children.
Intellectually, Julian, I know what you're saying is true. But when it's your own child, and they want to do something that you know from experience is dangerous, it's so hard not to try and stop them. What do I know about being a good parent? Whoever or wherever our child is, he's so lucky that he didn't have me to contend with.
Please stop saying that.
I mean it. I don't even know if it's fair to bring him into this mess. Maybe he's off living his life without a care in the world. I wouldn't want to interfere with that if he was happy.
And if he isn't?
That would kill me. You know, if we ever find our son, Julian, we'll have to tread very lightly so that we don't scare him away.
He won't be the only one who's scared. It will completely change my life.
Mine as well. If we find him, I have to tell the whole world about you and me. You know what an uproar that would create in both our families.
There's an understatement.
Is it even right to drag him into this mess?
And I can hear Whitney calling me a hypocrite to my face. And TC would just explode, finding out that we had a past together. We didn't have to mention having a child.
Could you imagine my father's reaction if it became public? He's threatened to disown me for years. This would definitely do the trick. But you know something? I really don't care. All I care about is for once in my life doing the right thing. You know that line in that movie that you make me want to be a better man.
What are you saying?
I want to find our son. I want to do everything I can to locate him and tell him we're his parents.
Oh, but...
Now, I know you're afraid of the repercussions in your family, and you have much more to lose than I do, so the decision is up to you. If you want me to try, find him again. I will. But if you don't, I'll never mention it again.
I feel so safe with you. Safe in your arms.
That's because you know I'd do anything in the world to make you happy.
I don't know how I'm gonna live 6 months until I can move out to Los Angeles with you.
Maybe you don't have to.
Baby, I told you I'm gonna...
No, just hear me out. Like, I saw you on the stage tonight at the Blue Note. You loved singing and performing just as much as I dig making sounds. And we both can go after our dreams if you'll make a commitment to me and our future. I love you, Whitney. So reconsider and say you'll come out to California with me.
Make a commitment? Are you asking me to marry you?
Maybe we should get you to the emergency room, let a doctor look at you.
That's a good idea. I'll take you in my patrol car.
No, I'm just tired. All I want to do is go home.
All right, but one more dizzy spell and you're going to the emergency room. You know, it's not just you that we got to think about now. We got to think about the life of our unborn child.
Well, I think what's best for me and the baby right now is just to get some rest.
You know, it's strange realizing that we have to think about the life of our unborn child, too, you know? Strange but wonderful. You'll see. Your life's about to change, Luis.
Already has.
You are my passion for life.
I mean, 'cause it just sounded like you were, talking about us getting married.
You're kidding, right? I mean, I don't think either one of us is ready for that yet.
Right. Right, of course not.
And what I meant about commitment was that's what it takes to make a name for yourself in the music business.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've got to want it with your whole heart and soul. Be willing to work long hours, day and night.
You know that I want to sing. And I want to move out to California with you more than anything in the world. But what about my parents? Am I supposed to just completely turn my back on them?
Who's that?
It's Teresa and Fox. The front door was open, so we just let ourselves in. I hope you don't mind.
You know, it's my fault entirely, actually. I think I left a set of keys back there when I was over here earlier, so we'll just grab them and get out of your hair.
No, I'll see if I can find them myself. Sorry, they're not here. Maybe they're in the
I'm so sorry, Luis. I never meant for Sheridan to hear about my pregnancy. I didn't even want you to find out.
We're all bound to find out eventually. I just don't know what to say. Just give me some time to think, okay?
Of course. Take all the time you want.
What am I gonna do, Hank? We were all set to tell Antonio the truth, and now this? Beth's gonna have my baby.
Talk about a twist of fate.
Tell me about it.
Well, you have outdone yourself with your lies and manipulations this time, Tootsie. Mark my words, this little doozy here is gonna blow up right in your face because you are not pregnant. And eventually that's gonna show, or in your case, not show. Then Luis is gonna know what a sicko you really are, and he's gonna put you away where you belong.
Mother, because there is a part B to my plan, you know? It's pure genius, if I do say so myself. I figured out a way to give Luis his baby and get rid of Sheridan at the same time.
I don't know what TC would hate worse. The idea that I was with you before I met him and had your child, or the fact that I lied about it during our whole marriage. And the girls. Oh, my sweet darling. Who are you? Who are you? What are you doing? No! Please, somebody! Help! He's taking my baby! No! My baby! No! He's my son, Julian. And he's just as important as anybody else in my family. Oh, Julian. Find our son. Please do whatever you have to do. Please find our child.
Hey, if you guys don't mind, I mean, this is not exactly the best time.
I'm really sorry.
Yeah, me too. We'll be gone in 60 seconds, I swear.
Look, don't worry about me. I'll just run and throw something on really quickly.
I don't see any keys, Fox. Are you sure you left them here? Maybe you left them at the Blue Note.
Blue Note? No, you know what? They were already missing by the time we got over there. They gotta be here somewhere. You know what? Maybe they're across the hall.
I'm really sorry about barging in like this.
Oh, it's okay. Really. Chad and I were actually just talking. He asked me again to move to LA with him.
And what'd you say?
Well, we really didn't get that far. I want to so badly, Teresa. But it'll just be like a slap in the face to my mom and dad. No matter what I do, I'll be letting down someone that I love.
Can I tell you something as your best friend?
You're gonna tell me anyway, even if I say no.
True. Because what I care about is you not letting yourself down. More than anything, Whitney, it's your happiness that counts. At a certain point in every person's life, they're given a choice to play it safe and keep things status quo, or take a stand and follow their dream. Whit, you're either gonna spend the rest of your life trying to make your folks happy, or you're gonna choose to live your own life. It's up to you. It's a hard choice, but one that's got to be made.
What plan B? What wickedness are you hatching in that twisted mind of yours anyhow?
That is for me to know and you to find out, Mother. Or should I say grandmother?
Beth.
Are you okay?
We need to talk. Hank, will you take Mrs. Wallace home?
Yeah, you bet.
Thanks.
Thanks, honey.
I'm so sorry. I know the last thing you needed was to find out that I'm pregnant.
It's not your fault. Takes two to tango, they say, huh?
Still, you've got this major situation with Sheridan and Antonio, and I know how much you want to be with her. I'd hate for you to feel tied to me. I meant what I said before. I can deal with this situation by myself.
You mean an abortion?
It would free you to get back together with Sheridan. You could go to her cottage right now. The two of you could finally tell Antonio the truth. He'd have to give her an annulment or a divorce, and then you guys could get married. I couldn't bear it if either I or this innocent child that I'm carrying was the cause of your unhappiness.
You're so unselfish.
Are you saying that you'd let me go ahead and have an abortion?
To hell with my father. I'll use every resource I have as a Crane to track down the son I cost you all those years ago. I will bring him back to you, Eve. I swear.
Sorry, man. Looks like you're out of luck. You're gonna have to make a new set.
Oh, look, got him. Got him. Here they are. Must have dropped out of my pocket when I was here earlier.
I'm too tired to even think about it right now.
Hey,
You know?
you don't have to make a final decision tonight. Just keep remembering how it feels to be in Chad's arms, because that's what you'll be giving up if you refuse to stand up to your parents.
Okay.
Oh,
Hey.
you found him.
Yep.
Good.
Again, you guys, sorry we busted in so late on you.
Oh, it's okay, really. And Fox, thanks again for sticking up for Chad and me earlier tonight at the Blue Note. I mean, you were a real friend.
Yeah, you did us a solid, brother.
You know, I bet that's the first time anyone's ever called Fox brother.
Yeah, we usually don't refer to each other like that in the Crane household, but take it as a high compliment. And Chad, I know you're leaving town and all, but hopefully you can make it by the club sometime.
I like that.
And you too, Whitney. I mean, anytime you want to grace the stage with your presence, it'll be our pleasure.
Thanks.
Well, we got to get out of here, so I'll let you be.
Bye.
Adios. Thanks again.
Oh, thanks.
Alone again at last. Now, what were you and Teresa talking about?
What do you think we were talking about?
Well, tell me she convinced you to come to LA with me.
She really tried to.
What'd you say?
You know, the more I'm around you, the more questions I have.
Why?
You're so different from Julian and Alistair. You don't lie, manipulate. You're not a typical Crane male at all. You've been a real friend to me. And now you're supporting Whitney and Chad, and you hardly even know them. Oh, I know you hate this, Fox, but I'm afraid you're one of the good guys. I think we're all gonna be good friends for a long time to come.
Here's your tea. Made you a whole pot. Don't worry, there's not any caffeine in it. And I added a little honey. That should help you sleep. So that's great news about Beth, huh? I could tell how excited they were. You know, they're probably at home right now, making wedding plans. What do you think? You know, I have to confess something to you.
What's that?
A little earlier out there on the wharf, I could see how much attention Luis was paying to you. I mean, I could see how much he cared for you, and well, I have to say that I was a little jealous.
You were?
Yeah, but I understand what's going on now. I put it together when Beth said she was pregnant. See, Luis, he was just being himself. I mean, I know how much he cares about his family and how committed and responsible he is. I think that's what makes him a good cop. I know that he's going to be a wonderful godfather to our child. And I'm sure he'll be a great father to his and Beth's child. I have this feeling that Luis and Beth are going to stay together forever. Just like you and me.
I think you're right. Luis and Beth are gonna be together forever.
No. All right, there's no way that I want you to have an abortion. I don't believe in it any more than you do.
It's just that this baby changes so many things.
Well,
Not having him or her would just... It would eliminate the problem.
babies don't make problems. Adults do.
But if you want to be with Sheridan, I don't really see any other choice. I don't know that I'm up for raising a child by myself, especially with Mother deteriorating the way she is every day. Not to mention the financial burden. There's just no way, Louisa. I've got to turn...
I said no! All right, you're not gonna have an abortion just because I'm in love with Sheridan. There's gotta be another way.
I can only think of one thing. If you really don't want me to have an abortion.
What? Just tell me.
Marry me, Luis. You forget all about Sheridan forever.
Beth being pregnant, you and Sheridan can't be together.
I don't know if I can bear that.
You just have to tell Luis that I've fallen out of love with him.
We need to talk.
Yes, we do.
Help me find a way to destroy her?
Who, Charity?
No, my mother.
NBC in 2 weeks, Three's Company. It was America's favorite comedy.
The ratings are huge.
But behind the comedy
Let's try it with John and Joyce behind the sofa.
We're not Suzanne's set dressing.
was a whole lot of drama.
We want $150,000 an episode.
Your husband is gonna ruin your career.
The Three's Company the audience never saw.
He can't sign a deal with a rival network.
I don't want stardom. I want superstardom.
Behind the camera, the unauthorized story of Three's Company. NBC Monday in 2 weeks.